Coach Mabena, thank you very much for your time, my brother. A 2-1 loss on opening day. Your thoughts, please.
No, look, first of all, I just would like to congratulate the opponents. I think they came to us without any reservations, and it's not easy. We came here, we were expecting a win, but we knew that as for our pre-season, we are only 70%, 80% ready. But overall, I think the boys, they gave their best. We were sloppy in the first half. We did not apply things as per our game plan, and some of the boys are new in this league, so as you can see, it's totally a new team compared to last season. Only we returned about 4 or 5 players, so yeah, it's work in progress. Yeah.
Coach, that first half, they dominated, created the chances and scored the 2 goals. In the second half, you came back a totally different team and got a goal and put on the pressure. What is it that you said to the boys at halftime that made them change their attitude and their intensity in the second half?
Look, I think in the first half there was a lot of complacency. I think players believe that because the team is new in the league, they did not expect that the team will come at us. It's only in the second half when we told them that, look, this is a dangerous team. You cannot relax. You cannot show off, take things lightly. You must go out there and apply yourself properly. But I think in the second half, they applied more factors of performance better than they did in the first half. If you can check, technically we were good, tactically we were more responsible, and we responded much better with aggression compared to the first half. That's what made the changes, because we told them, if you're not going to be more aggressive and technically clean, then we're going to find ourselves having a challenge. Because if you check in the first half, we were losing balls unnecessary in the wrong positions. But with that said, even in the first half, we created more chances we couldn't convert. We had some like one-on-ones, and we got into the box. I think we did well. We are in the right track. For me, it's a loss, yes, but we are in the right track.
Coach, even in a loss, there's always some positives to take away. For you, what are the positives that you take away from this game that you think, as you go forward, are things that if you do well, you'll be able to get the results?
Look, I think when we go back to training, we must work too much onto our scorings and into our breaking the lines of the opponents and being more composed around the box than to rush our decision making around the scoring area. But if that is sorted, I think we should be ready to compete in this league, because we are here to compete like any other. So if those things are fixed, but the positive part of it that we took out is that the boys in the second half, they came back and they showed aggression. That character of alone of wanting to win the game, for us, it's a positive, because some teams at a 2-0 first half, you hardly come back. You hardly even regroup and start playing positively. But our players showed that they've got character, they showed experience, not taking anything away from our opponents, who never gave up and who stood their ground and defended their 2-0 lead positively. But for us, it was a learning curve for the most of the boys. We believe that by the time we reach our sixth game, we will be on fire.
Coach, like you said, it's a learning curve. It's a first game, and you're a team that wants to compete. Usually coaches approach the league, maybe others say 5 games at a time. As much as you play the game that you are playing and focus on that, but you have a plan that in the next 5 games we can look at the fixtures, look at the opponent and say we want to collect a certain number of points. What is your approach for this opening game for you to ensure that you do not drift away from those who will be leading and ensure that you remain competitive?
Look, already we are sitting on a negative. This was one of the games that we were expecting a win or a draw. So we have dropped full points. So we are sitting on a negative. That means when we go back to the drawing board, we must be looking at catching up with someone else. Someone has to take a fall for these 3 points that we dropped here today. But who will it be? We don't know. Along the lines, somebody will have to pay back whatever that we have lost against Orbit. But I think we are still on the right track. Losing your first game, sometimes it's a blessing in disguise, because once you start winning from the word go, players tend to relax and all that. But it's a wake-up call for all of us to say, look, this is not a league where you can undermine any other opponent. Treat all opponents with respect. So I think we learned a lot through that. For us, losing this game, it's a wake-up call.
Coach, last one, in terms of your squad composition, in terms of all the departments, are you covered, or are you still looking to strengthen certain departments? If so, which departments are those?
Look, I think at the moment we are okay. We can only. I mean, in football, you are never satisfied. But you can see in our striking position that we are still struggling in that department. But then you only need an experienced striker in that position. If we can afford one, I will welcome that. But the rest of the team, the rest of the older players that I have, it's a mixture of experienced guys and young guys that come from ABC teams. So we have a very, very good squad. I believe we have a squad to compete. But it's in the striking department that if we have to consider, that's the department where we can consider someone. Or if all our players that are registered, some of them they were not registered, if they come back and get registered, maybe next week we may have a different story.
Coach, thank you very much for your time. Really appreciate it, and all the best going forward.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you. Thanks.